Hi there, how are you? My name is Lois Gidiga and welcome to my channel. Tonight I want to make a video, the truth about finding work in Canada when you are abroad. Okay? This is, I'm not here to break your dreams. I'm not here to put that wet blanket on your dreams. I'm just here to tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. And this is just my personal opinion. This is not any legal advice. Okay? Yes. So, I know people are told by other people that, you know what, you can just apply for a job from wherever you are and you'll be hired in Canada. Okay? Others are agents who are out there who are busy lying to people, and especially in countries in Africa. Some agents are busy lying to you that, if you get a visitor visa, you're going to be able to work in Canada. No. Okay? This is the reason why it is almost impossible to get jobs in Canada when you're not in Canada. Okay? First, to work in Canada, you need to be legally allowed to do that. It's very hard to live in this country without legal authorization to work. And what is that legal authorization? It's either you have yourself, you are a Canadian citizen, or you're a permanent resident holder, or you are a work permit holder, or you are a full-time student in Canada. Those are the four classes of people who can work here legally. Okay? Of course, being a citizen, fine, so you don't have any limitations. Being a permanent resident means that you came through one of the immigration pathways that is available out there. Being a work permit holder means that somebody, an employer in Canada, actually did something, performed in most of the times, like 90% of the times, this employer performed something called a labor market impact assessment. That is an LMIA, and it came out positive that we do not have people of your talent or of your skill set here in Canada, and that is why they need to be allowed to bring someone from abroad to work here. So once they get that positive LMIA, that is when now they give you a job offer. When you're still abroad, they're going to give you a job offer, and then you come to Canada on a work permit. Being a student, of course, it's not easy. It's going to be a little expensive because, studying in Canada takes time and takes money. So if you can afford that education in Canada, then as a full-time student, you can work full-time or part-time. So it depends on whether you're working on campus or off campus. Okay? Yes, so those are the four classes of people who can work legally here. As a visitor, you cannot work. I made another video, you may want to look at it, that talked about how to change your status from visitor to worker when you're in Canada. So you may want to look at that video, but today we are not going to discuss how to do that. I'm just telling you the truth about finding work here in Canada. Okay? Yes, so people are getting conned very much all the time. Some people tell me that they paid someone $400,000, $450,000. That person is bringing them here as a visitor, and that person told them that once they're in Canada, they can work. You know what? You can't work until you do one of the other things that, one of the options that are available on changing your status. Okay? So let us now go back to applying. So you are whatever, and you are applying for that job in Canada. The other truth that I want you to understand is, because of how the economy is right now, and it's been like that for a while, the rate of unemployment is going up in Canada. So we have a lot of unemployed people here already on the ground. There are people who are looking for the same jobs you're applying for. So when you see a job posted somewhere and you're busy applying, you're busy, sending your application, just remember that there is a lot of Canadians here who are applying for the same. So this is local talent. This is someone who is already here. They don't need authorization. They can be called for an interview, and they're going to be available to come for an interview tomorrow. Okay? Yes, these people, they're not even out of the province, because out of the province, they may need to move, and a company may have to incur moving costs. These are people who are like here in Calgary, there's so many unemployed people. So when an employer posts that job vacancy and he gets and they get applicants from Calgary, from Toronto, and from Kenya, so whom are they going to choose first? They are going to choose the people who are here. And remember, I talked about that LMIA, the labor market impact assessment. Yes, if they do not want to hire people who are here, they have to justify that. Like, why can't you hire all these people who are in Calgary who need jobs? Because it's a lot of us here who need jobs. So why are they not hiring these people who are here? Why do they want to bring somebody? Even to perform an LMIA for an employer, it costs money. And then they have to go through a very stringent exercise of recruitment. They are required to do so many things to satisfy Service Canada that they really cannot find someone here. That is about recruitment, yeah, right? So they pay money, they use a lot of time doing recruitment, ensure that after all that recruitment, they did not find that talent here, and that is why they need to be given permission to hire somebody from out there. How many employers want to go through that? Very, very, very few. And they better have a very justifiable reason. And that reason is only going to be because that maybe this person that they are looking for is so highly talented, it has a very specialized skill set that is not available here. And you're going to find that most of those skill sets they are rare skill sets. So ask yourself, from wherever you are, how rare are my skill sets that someone is going to overlook all the people in Calgary, all the people in Alberta, all the people in Canada to look for you from wherever you are. And I'm not trying to kill your dreams. I know there are people who actually get jobs from abroad, but the chances are slim. They are so slim, they are almost impossible. Okay? I hope I've given you that scope of what it takes for an employer to hire you. So once now that employer, let me just give you some background there, because when the employer does that LMIA and they determine that they need that person, they have to process to bring that person here. So they're going to give you a job offer while you're still abroad. Okay? They'll give you a job offer, and then they're going to process bringing you over here. It means they're going to cover costs, flights, accommodation, insurance, stuff like that. So those are other additional costs that an employer must be willing to go through or to undergo to bring you here. So that just shows you just how complex of an issue it is. Okay? Yes, so please do not fall victim. Do not fall victim. There's so many people out there who want to con you. Please, my people in Nairobi, my people in Africa, there's so many people who are ready to con you. They tell you, you know what, yes, we are recruiting people. Yes, you just need a passport. Please, this is Canada. This is not Dubai. This is not Saudi Arabia. This is not the Middle East. I know in Nairobi, when you have a passport, people get taken to Dubai, people get taken to these other countries in the Middle East. It's easy for them to be taken to work there. But to come here, it's hard. It is hard. Even immigrating here is not easy. It is hard. So what are the chances that someone is bringing you here to work and all you need is a passport, right? And 10,000 Kenya shillings, right? So please don't get conned. People are eager to con you. Do not be eager to get conned. And I've seen people who are eager to get conned. Do you know how I see that? Because my inbox is full of people who tell me how much it's gonna cost me to come to Canada. And I'm like, hold up. What are we talking about here? To come here, immigrating to Canada is purely based on merit. I do not know how many times I have said this. Please, it's based on merit. So what are you eligible for? Everything is about eligibility. Everything. So even that visitor visa, you're going to go through a whole list of eligibility like this. You check, and it's costly. It is very costly. Okay? Yes. So this is not Dubai. Don't be lied to. I know people get taken to Dubai. This is not Dubai. So someone is not going to get you. You're jobless. You don't have any work experience from wherever you are. And then they're just going to pick you up and take you to Canada. I know I see a lot of craze online whereby everybody is saying, oh, yeah, let's go to Canada. Let's go to Canada. These jobs. Click on this link. People actually tell me to send them a link to click to apply for jobs in Canada. That is a scam. Scam. S-C-A-M. Scam. Do not be scammed, my friends. Don't be scammed. Don't lose your money. You're better off investing your money somewhere or doing something else with it. Right? Yes. What I would like to tell you is this. Instead of focusing on getting that job and going crazy about finding that job, you are better off focusing on immigrating to Canada. Remember what I told you. If you're here as a citizen, as a permanent resident, right? As a student, it's easy, you work freely, right? So you're better off focusing on all the immigration programs. See where you fit. See what you qualify for, because Canada has a variety of immigration programs. Check what you qualify for. Check what you're eligible for. And if you're eligible, pursue that. It takes time. Pursue that. But surely if you're eligible and you qualify and you're admissible, you come to Canada, you work for anybody. When you're already here, you join the masses, you join everybody, you join all of us in looking for work, okay? And the beauty of that is when you're here, you can work for anybody. You actually get something called open work permit, okay? Excuse me. When I say open work permit, it means that you are free to look for any employer in any field, right? And actually, if they give you a job, you're working for them without any restrictions. And this is an equal opportunity country. So everybody gets the same opportunity as long as you are here. Unlike when you are abroad and an employer wants to bring you here as a temporary worker under a work permit, in that case, that employer, let's assume you want to come as a nanny. And I have told people, you need an employer in Canada to offer you a job, right? So if you found someone who wants a nanny and they want to hire you, they give you that job offer, they bring you here, of course, they pay your flight, they do all that kind of stuff, they bring you here, you come on a closed work permit that is highly restrictive. What does that mean? You can only work for that employer. And unless in very special conditions, like where maybe you're undergoing abuse, in that case, you are allowed to change an employer, right? You can change employer, but still, you will not get the open work permit. You're still going to look for another employer with the same kind of terms. So you're still going to have that closed work permit that you can only work for that employer, all right? Yes, just so that you understand a little between the open work permit and the closed work permit. So that is the advantage of pursuing the immigration programs. And I can tell you some of these immigration programs, they even facilitate, they help you or, get jobs here in Canada. Things like provincial nominations. Some of these provincial nominations, if you get a job, right? If you get a job here, then you get a provincial nomination, then you're able to come here easily. We also have the pilot programs, let's say the Atlantic or the Rural Northern Immigration Program. So those are pilots which are coming up, and they require you to have a job for them to recommend you to come here as a permanent resident. Okay? Yes, so please try to pursue your eligibility, see what you're qualified for. I'm just going to mention this. And again, I don't want to discourage anybody, but I have said it time and time again. Canada always looks for people who can come here and grow the economy. Okay, so of course, mostly they want for the working class, they want people who are kind of young, right? They don't want very old people. They want people who are still energetic. They want people who are highly educated. They want people who are healthy. They want people who have work experience, and that is qualifying work experience. They want people who are wealthy. Yes, believe it or not. They want people who can show that they have, some healthy bank statements. People who can afford life here, because believe you me, my friend, life is hard. When you come here for the first few months, life is hard. So they want to make sure that you're meeting all those eligibility. So it's not going to be easy if wherever you are, you don't have a job, you don't have any skilled work experience, you are desperate, you don't have any money, then it's not going to be easy. You're not, sorry, and I'm really sorry saying this, but you are not the candidate that Canada is looking for. Remember all the things that I talked about there? Yes, so please, and I know a lot of people who get conned, they are in that category whereby they are desperate, they don't have a job, they don't have, all this, they don't have work experience, and those are the people who are targeted by the agents, right? That, oh, you know what, I'll get you a job in Canada. And you pay money, you sell your property, and you're told that you can be taken to Canada. I'm not saying you can't. I know you can come here as a visitor, which is also not easy, right? It's also not easy to get that visitor visa, but please don't get caught. Don't. Okay? I know people tell me that they're working with a recruiter. My people, the reason a lot of people get conned is because they are lazy. And I'll just say this right here. So there are people who tell me, yeah, I got this recruiter, I got this company that is offering me this job, but they still don't have a job offer. They've been waiting for a job offer for a long time. Guess what? Take your time. If you have that airtime that can afford you time on Facebook, that can afford you time, go to Google. Get your bundles, get whatever you need, get Wi-Fi. Go to Google for a few minutes. Make Google your best friend. Look at these companies. Most of the companies that people are told are recruiting, they already have those disclaimers on their websites that they know that there's some fraudsters out there who are using the company name, that the company is hiring people from abroad. And there's a lot of those because, as I said, there are people who are out to con everybody. They're going to tell you they're getting you a job and you're not getting that job offer. But then still they're going to ask you for money to get that job offer. Nobody should be asking you for money to give you a job offer in Canada. Okay? All right. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm really sorry if I discouraged you. My only hope is that I saved you something, that I'm going to save you time, I'm going to save you heartache, that I'm going to save you headache, and I'm going to save you your money. There are many chances of coming to Canada legally, finding that job here when you are abroad. 90% of the time is impossible. The other 10%, it's there for very highly qualified people, for rare talent, and for some of these countries that have some kind of exchange programs with Canada, like some trade agreement. Unfortunately, very few countries in Africa have trade agreements with Canada. Okay? Yes, but I know there's some countries that have exchange programs, that have even some working visa programs. Unfortunately, we do not have those for African countries. So please, before you get conned, Google, check, take your time, do your due diligence, and know that getting that job is almost impossible. Again, I did not say that you cannot get that job through immigration programs. You can do that. So always check your eligibility. Okay? Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you at my next video. Please subscribe, share my video, and turn on your notifications just so that you're not missing out. Thank you for joining me. Bye now.